Welcome back to the Conspiracy Outpost. Tonight we are talking about a hand-picked group of highly talented, motivated, and dare I say, quite handsome individuals, each perfectly suited to a specific crucial role to the heist, all brought together in order to rob the Federation blind. But in the end, they realized the real treasure wasn't the score, but the lifelong friendships formed along the way. I'm, of course, talking about the great Canadian maple syrup heist. I'm your host, Casey.
I'm Mike.
I'm Aunt Jemima.
I'm Matt.
Welcome back to the Conspiracy Outpost. You think I'm gonna get in trouble for the Jemima?
Yeah, you said Aunt
Jemima. There's nothing racist in that. I'm sure it's fine. All right, so
it's a syrup brand.
Yeah, it actually has nothing to do with whatever. I mean, that is the sexiest, arguably the sexiest bottle of any type of. Would you consider syrup a condiment? Yeah, so it's arguably the sexiest condiment bottle.
But Aunt Jemima is not even real syrup. That's fake syrup. That's
it's corn.
Okay, that right there is a little racist. I'm just.
That's like you know when you go to like KFC or something like that, and they give you the honey spread for the biscuits. That's mostly corn syrup.
And first of all, the sexy bottle was Mrs. Butterworth.
That's true.
You know, it's her.
That's true.
She
is butter worth it.
Mr. Buttersworth.
Nah, just kidding. She's butter worthless. She hasn't been there. She's been there through thick and.
Nope.
Where was she when Gondor called?
I'll tell you what's sexy is the plain ass fucking Hidden Valley dressing when the white shit's just dripping off the lid.
Ew, that's
Oh yeah, Matt's gonna hate this entire episode. He hates condiments.
No, I'm okay with.
I don't know, dude. I legit hate syrup, Matthew, because the way we grew up, we had to put it on everything because we never had food.
Yeah, no, I'm not crazy about it, but
I'm serious. I don't eat pancakes anymore, and if I do eat pancakes, it has to have jelly on it. I won't eat pancakes with syrup. Yeah, peanut butter is hella good. Peanut butter or jelly.
Nutella on pancakes.
See, I'm not too crazy about Nutella. It's super sweet to me, but
here's what you do. Next time you make a pancake, you take the pancake out of the pan. In that pan, you put a little bit of butter, you throw some sugar in it, you stir it around, start to make it into a caramel, throw your pancake in there, flip it back out on the plate.
The sugar, it's super sweet things. I'm not too keen on sweet stuff. I thought you were gonna say, here's what you do: you go fuck yourself, and then you put some
you eat 2 pieces of cake. You eat 2 pieces of cake, throw some syrup in there. You fuck it,
and now your shit is sweet and tart.
Oh,
bro, you want some talking about salted caramel?
Nah, but I once made a bananas Foster's pancake. That's how I did it. Is after I cooked a pancake in the same pan, I melted some butter, threw some brown sugar in and some bananas, cooked it a little bit, threw the pancake back on.
Banana pancakes sound bomb as fuck.
Banana.
That's what I just said.
I don't like bananas. That's disgusting.
By the way, he doesn't like bananas. He has cut out all dick-shaped foods from his diet because he keeps getting made fun of because of the way he eats them.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! You guys need to grow up, okay? Everybody licks their bananas so they go softly down your throat. All right, you just fucking knock it off. I spit on my bananas so they go down easier.
You guys ever see that that Facebook video that was on, or it might have been at Vine from a while ago? It's like the only way to eat a banana. This guy had a big ass knife and he was just cutting slices off and eating off the knife.
How to eat a banana when you're in a room full of dudes.
Dude, I eat bananas. I legit bite half of one off and eat it, and then bite the other half. I know that part's not important.
I don't have time for it.
I don't have time for it either. I eat half in one sitting, and then eat half right away, and then eat the other half because I'm trying to go out the door. Get one of those, and I'm like,
oh,
animal if I can.
When I'm like, oh man, a banana sounds good. I eat an apple.
I eat an apple if anybody's watching me because I don't want anybody getting that thought. It's like, for God's sake, dude, I don't want my dad seeing me down a banana. It means to shake his head.
It's already
Mike
bad
walks
enough.
in the kitchen late at night and his dad's like in the dark, and Mike's just going in there to grab a glass of water, and his dad's like halfway, like a banana in his mouth, taking a bite. Is that what it looks like, son?
I'm trying to get my potassium.
It's already bad enough the
real-
way I drink all my drinks. Like, no
A real-
bananas for me.
Just
A
out of
real
squirt
man
bottle,
cracks
he's
a
like,
banana.
"Ah."
A real man cracks a
Have you never-
banana skin
Have you
halfway
ever
and
seen
sucks that
me
bitch
down a
out of the
drink in
peel.
person, have you?
Dude, my dad doesn't let me drink in front of him because I lick the entire rim of the glass before I drink. and then I wink at him, and then he's just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's like, dude, it's 2023. It's okay to be gay. It's like, yeah, that's fine, but you're my son.
Hey, Dad, I'm just trying to make those clouds go away. Just trying to brighten your day up a little bit.
Dude, Matthew, that thing you said was so funny to me. It's not like I have ball sacks on my face. It could be a lot cooler if you did.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did. Yeah. That shit was hella funny.
Oh man,
All right.
Matthew McConaughey. All right, so this subject is obviously going to bring up food talk a lot. So hide your skillets, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Hide your skillets, hide your butter.
Do you guys want to hear just a quick little another Canadian heist that was funny that happened in 2009? I don't have any other info besides this one sentence, and then we can get into it. In 2009, a 20-liter tank filled with $25,000 worth of liquid nitrogen bull semen and embryos was stolen from a farm in Canada.
Somebody was getting that protein.
I laughed so fucking hard when I read that. I was like, what?
Oh, actually, Casey, you know what? Fun fact about that. That was actually Logan Paul or Jake Paul. I forget which one. That's actually the secret ingredient in those Prime drinks.
So the indigenous people of the eastern woodlands included the Abenaki, the Abenaki. I'm talking about these are indigenous people in Canada.
Why?
Because that's just a little maple syrup shit. The Haudenosaunee and the Magiak. I don't know how to say it. They harvested the syrup. Oh, I don't know. They harvested the syrup or the maple sap before the arrival of European settlers, and then French settlers learned how to tap maple trees and reduce sap into maple syrup from the indigenous people. That's all I was trying to say before we got into the actual syrup stuff.
Like they tap that ass.
Yeah.
But dude, you know that like in places you can get birch syrup because they tap birch trees for the sap and make birch syrup. I don't know what it tastes like, but I'd love to try it.
Tastes like a birch. Go chew on a piece of bark.
I've seen some, dude.
It doesn't.
I've seen some weird ways nature has formed those holes in trees, and I'd say I'd tap a birch if I seen that in real life.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
I get a little bit of my own sap from my own.
And there goes with
my own private reserves.
So the Great Canadian Syrup Heist.
There's
Can we establish what we're gonna call it? Some people say syrup. Some people say syrup. I say syrup.
It's syrup.
Syrup.
And I say syrup.
Syrup.
I don't know.
So it seems like you're the odd man out, Joseph.
No, because look at this. Because you don't call it Syria. Cleveland Brownwood.
You don't pronounce up ip.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm sticking with the Syria thing, okay? I don't know. It's just because I get hounded by the way I say it all the time.
Dude, so back in the day, here's just another thing having to do slightly, well, not with maple syrup, but syrups of some kind. Back in the day, settlers in North America, they also used to tap spruce trees to get spruce syrup, and they would also make spruce beer with trimmings from spruces being. You guys know what spruce trees are? Yeah, they're like
spruce juice is what I would call the beer.
Yeah, but they would make spruce beer, and they learned that from the Native Americans in the northern Atlantic part of.
I just
the United States of just North America, and they would actually use the spruce sap and spruce tea and stuff like that not the boiled stuff. Once it was turned into beer, they kind of took all the good stuff out of it that way, but they make spruce tea and eat the spruce sap and stuff to actually cure scurvy because it's citrusy. Has a lot of vitamin C in it. In fact, like in the Civil War, there was a lot of people like in their ration card. They would
during the Civil War, they actually used syrup as lube.
Well, in their ration cards during the Civil War for the Union, they were allowed each like a cup like spruce beer was part of their rations, and if they did not have spruce beer, the entire company would be given a big thing of fucking what's it called, molasses, so that they could
say whiskey?
molasses so that they could cut spruce stuff down and make a rudimentary beer out of it.
Slow as molasses.
Doesn't molasses sound like a southern word for molested? I'm molested one of my servants today.
It's a southern pretense.
That wasn't a slave joke, by the way. That was a like a servant, as in somebody that was like working in their mansion.
That's pretty cool, Mike. I didn't know all that. That's great.
Yeah, that actually is very.
Got
I didn't look that up. That's just something that I do.
The church got molested.
Did you say you just looked that up?
I didn't know. That's just something that I knew about.
Mike,
I was gonna make spruce beer on my own at some point. But it does
grow a tree.
The spruce stuff that we have out here doesn't work that well for it. Like the pine trees that we have are not very good for it. From what I've heard, like white spruce is the best to use, or something like that.
That's cool because I always thought spruce was Bruce Banner and She-Hulk's incestual son's name was Spruce.
Okay, man. But yeah, the Northern Americans using fucking tree sap for a bunch of stuff that's been around for a long time. It's just the only thing that's pretty much lasted is maple syrup.
Yeah, it's the Canadian,
and it's like
has like what 70% of the world's maple syrup reserve just there.
Yeah, maybe, probably. I mean, what's the stereotype that us Americans hear about Canadians, other than them being really nice people and being sorry all the time, is that they love maple syrup. Yeah,
it is true. I was actually watching that documentary, that episode that I sent you guys that was on Netflix about it, and the person speaking is like, maple syrup's everything to us. We have the maple leaf on our flag, like
yeah. Like
this was a big deal.
In pop culture, you hear about fucking maple syrup, being apologetic, being super nice, and loving Tim Hortons. Like that, that's
like the Dr. Seuss character.
Tim Hortons, it's a fucking donut shop up there or something like that. Oh, okay. It's like we have Dunkin' Donuts.
Talking about Dr. Seuss too, I didn't get it.
No, but we have like Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme and like that. But apparently that Tim Hortons is supposed to be like hella good, like a lot better than that.
Maple syrup to a Canadian is like Eagle cum to an American. We're milking.
I would have said Budweiser, but
I don't think America really has anything.
No, you know what America has that we put on like fucking everything? Hot sauce.
Well, don't other countries have hot sauce too?
Yeah, but look at all like fucking our Louisiana hot sauce, buffalo.
I was gonna say maybe we
vinegar-based hot sauces. How much? Yeah,
isn't that like? Isn't Louisiana cooking more French-based though?
Yeah.
Do French people use hot sauce?
I'm sure they do, but we have like the vinegar-based hot sauce.
Is that some from France?
I don't fucking know. I just know it's very popular here in the States. It's hard to find something in America that has started genuine in America. Yeah, and
because Americans
corn.
It's such
maybe didn't the Indians teach us how to
pot.
grow corn, or I should say Native Americans?
Yeah,
that's probably more.
I'm not sure.
PC.
Aren't potatoes from America?
No, they got them in Ireland too.
No, but aren't the crops from America?
Like
I don't know.
America
or something like that.
I don't know what is.
I don't know.
I'm no farmer expert, I would say.
There's this guy that I follow
Sandwiches.
on YouTube that does a lot of historical cooking.
Right?
He probably has a thing on potatoes. I could probably get looked into. I don't know.
Did Americans create sandwiches? Did we do that?
No.
We didn't do that? We didn't do that with sandwiches?
Dude, bread is like one of the first fucking like manufactured fucking foods.
PB&J, I'm pretty sure was made in America.
Oh yeah, a lot of
peanut butter
was weird.
I think
peanut butter was made by
George Washington Carver.
Yeah, I knew it was something Carver, but yeah, it was made by
we got PB&Js. We got Smuckers.
Yeah. But dude, like
put that in your school lunch, bitch.
There's certain things that I've seen on the internet that are like just inherently super American. A lot of peanut butter stuff and a lot of root beer stuff. That's just,
root beer was like it was medicinal back then.
Do you guys think that we have the viewers we do because we get off topic a lot?
I don't know.
I feel like we do. Like I feel like people like hearing us just spurred off of random shit.
Well, you never know what. Like, you know that we're going to stay on topic a little bit, but you never know what the fuck we're going to say.
Yeah.
I just edited the Dogboy episode, and that fucking episode is hilarious. the fuck, I was laughing my ass off.
Okay, Casey, you can go ahead and lead this in because you're probably won't enough false information. I have a little bit.
We all have the same information. I'm just kidding. I don't know if we do. But the Quebec
research.
maple syrup producers, they set annual quotas for the maple syrup producers and oversees the production and sales of the products from Quebec. And then to manage the supply, they established a strategic reserve in the year 2000. And then in 2011, due to a surplus of maple syrup, they increased the size of their reserve, expanding it to a warehouse located in St. Louis de Blanfort in Quebec. And then in 2012, that place was holding approximately $30 million worth of syrup in it.
My man.
30 million.
Yeah. That place that organization you were talking about, that's the ISR, right?
The Quebec maple syrup producers. I think that's just the
government overseeing the
FPAC one.
The government service that oversees that shit is called the ISR. We have the IRS, they have the ISR.
Is that what it is? I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Let me see. Let me go back to it.
I didn't know. Well, I guess they would have different names for the IRS because they would have whatever their. I'm sure they're all different.
Let's see. So, the FPAC maintains a strategic reserve of maple syrup, officially known as the International Strategic Reserve, the ISR, across multiple warehouses in rural Quebec towns.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So they're the ones that the producers call basically the mafia of syrup. They're the ones who control the price of it. It's fucked up because so the producers, they can make all this syrup, but then they have to give it to the Federation, and then they can hold on to your syrup, and you do not get paid until they sell your syrup. So even though they have your shit and you can't sell it yourself, they're
goddamn government always wanted to be the middleman.
There's so many sexual innuendos in this. I'm not even gonna break up the podcast for it.
In your endo.
In your endo.
and then when they do sell the products, then the Federation takes a cut of the profits, obviously, for doing the clerical work and storing it and selling it, distributing it.
Wait, what the fuck is what's the QMSP?
That's the one I just talked about, the Quebec maple syrup.
Oh, yeah. Okay, my bad. Look at me, I'm spiraling out already. This is what happens when you drink a Loco and a couple of Cobras. Dude, I cannot get enough of those fucking Warhead Locos.
I haven't had one yet.
And they're not that great either. They make me the first like 2 drinks, I'm like, and the next thing I know, I'm drinking and watching anime in the car, like, yeah.
But yeah, let's continue with this.
Yeah, all right.
What were you gonna say about them, Joseph?
What was I going to say? Oh no, I was just asking a thing. I mean, I can start on what I have about the heist if you'd like. I don't really know if you had a bunch of stuff.
So essentially, these people, the ISR, take all the maple syrup, they store it, and then they sell it for you and give you the money. It was being stolen from where they store it. Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they had
$30 million worth of maple syrup was there.
It was
Yeah.
Oh fuck me! These
Dude,
so
they were wait, what did you say? Damn, this I thought it was back a couple $100.
I thought it was 18 million.
No. That's how much they stole. The warehouse held 30 million.
They stole
worth
half.
of syrup.
They stole over half.
So they had thousands of barrels in warehouses rented by the Federation of Maple Syrup Producers, right? So, like, how many warehouses did they steal from?
Just the one that they were doing it out of.
The big one.
Yeah, they stole 3,300 tons of maple syrup. Joseph, you know all about the weights, but that's 9,571 barrels.
Dude, so you guys
so tons is a metric measurement and equates to 1,000 kilograms, whereas tons that we use, like a ton, in the imperial measurement, and that equals to 2,240 pounds, which equals roughly to 1,015 kilograms. So tons is used more,
which is funny because when we say that there's a lot of something in America, we will use something like a metric shit ton. That's something that we say.
Yeah,
which is kind of funny because an imperial ton is more.
Because you know how America likes to fucking is like, oh, we like up everybody, so it's like everybody else uses tons with 1,000 kilograms, and it's like, no, fuck you, dude. We use tons, shorter fucking word, and it's 1,015. We got 15 more,
man.
Motherfucker.
You gotta fucking go to Dave and Buster's, more, man. It's imperial tons of fun. So, do you think that they obviously had like inside help to help them move that much syrup?
I believe some of them worked there, right?
Yeah, like did they hire Donkey Kong?
And I thought it was I thought it was 2,700 tons. Did you say it was more? I might have wrote that down wrong.
3,300.
Oh, I thought it was Why the fuck did I get 2,700?
I don't know.
Oh, it's okay. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't know which tons I used either because I just wrote tons how we do it. So I don't know.
Okay.
Tons of fun.
So
the other
sort of
spelled TONNES for those listeners who probably learned about it in school, and I'm just the dumbass that can't remember. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So, according to court documents, a guard was caught, and then it was he caught someone like thieving, out of the warehouse. And he brought it to the attention of his supervisor, and his supervisor bribed him to stay quiet, which obviously would be the supervisor of the warehouse. So or I don't know the whole warehouse, but at least his boss or something. So it was probably somebody who was obviously working inside, doing the job. They had to have been.
Dude, so were you going to talk about the theft, Joe?
I think we're just kind of already going into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the heist could be it could be one of the largest in Canadian history due to the stolen maple syrup being valued at nearly $18 million at the time of the heist.
Yeah. Not only is this worth a lot of money, but goddamn, did they steal a shit ton of stuff.
Dude,
this isn't something like Jewel Heist where they fucking stole the fucking Hope Diamond or some shit where it's like, look at this little thing. It's worth $30 million. No, they fucking stole barrel after barrel after fucking barrel, man.
Yeah.
Like what they did took a lot of time and effort. Like, so goddamn, if you're gonna rob something, they made some good money, but goddamn, why work that hard?
Yeah, but, supposedly it seemed like it was from it came from a point of actual it was a personal thing. It's supposedly, but
the way they were doing it too, like they got lazy. That's how they got caught. Was they got lazy. But the way they were doing it at first,
Yeah, they
was
didn't
stealing the barrels and then emptying them
because it was the
off
light.
site and then filling them with water and bringing them back. Like, bro, they probably never would have been caught if they were just taking half the barrel and filling it up with water.
Well,
Yeah,
what happened was,
yeah,
the one of the guys that was checking the stock, at some point they got lazy. They stopped filling the barrels, and they climb on the barrels. The dude climbs on the barrels to be like, okay, let's check this or whatever. You know, he ended up climbing on one of the barrels that wasn't even filled up.
Yeah, and that's what happened. It was lighter, and he was like, "What the fuck?" Because
did he fall?
The backtrack.
Yeah, he fell, and he was expecting to die from the 600-pound barrel, what it was supposed to be, but
yeah, he did die, which sucks. But OSHA wasn't involved.
So the thieves stealthily siphoned syrup from thousands of barrels inside the warehouse that were rented by the Federation of Maple Syrup Producers, as we were saying before, and an organization that represents around 7,000 syrup producers and also controls nearly 80% of the world's maple syrup supply.
That guy had to have some serious dick sucking lips to fucking siphon maple syrup.
Yeah, and then so the team knew the strategic reserves were only checked once a year, and so they replaced the syrup with water. The Federation controls the sale of syrup in Quebec, so the illegal product had to be transported over the border to the province of New Brunswick, where it was packaged into smaller batches so it could be sold to both legitimate buyers and black market exporters. So when that guy was inspected,
how many of you have siphoned water or gas out of something?
I never have, but I imagine it's terrible.
Well, I haven't siphoned gas.
These guys are getting maple syrup, and they're fucking.
Nothing does his community service under the bridge every Friday.
You guys like it got to a point where they were setting up checkpoints, and they were breathalyzing people to see if it smelt like maple goodness.
No, but like, if you siphon something out, it takes a little bit of time to get the water or whatever to start coming out, and it takes.
They probably had a machine that did it, like a pump.
It takes some serious sucking. If they were doing it manually, though, and then pouring it, I don't know if it works with syrup, but bro, that would be super difficult.
Yeah.
No, I don't think syrup's that
it's
actual syrup is that thick.
It's still more viscous than water.
Well, yeah, definitely. It's gonna probably have like an oil consistency, probably. But sweet tasting.
The sweetness.
I don't know.
In July of 2012, like Matthew was saying, an inspector was doing his annual inspections at the St. Louis de Blandford Strategic Reserve, and he noticed some barrels were light or empty because he was climbing on them and fucking went and stumbled. By the way, this motherfucker was just climbing because he wanted to see if he could Donkey Kong some barrels. He's like, "Oh shit, dude, I'm hella strong, man. I've been lifting fucking whatever."
He was inspecting the place, and he was talking to a girl next to him, that like some worker. He's like, "Hey, you see that Italian guy in the back? I'm gonna go throw some fucking barrels at him."
So when one nearly fell,
funny enough, it was a blonde woman in a pink dress.
The shit wouldn't happen normally, given the fact that they were normally 207.
The fact OSHA wasn't there.
A barrel, 270 kilograms, or 595.248 pounds. So it's like they wouldn't have fucking fell over like it did, barely. So yeah, yeah. It was reported that ones that appeared full were filled with water and also dirty and rusty, which seemed unlikely to happen due to the fact that maple syrup does not oxidize. So they were like, "What the fuck? You can't be rusty. This shit should be."
Does natural maple syrup crystallize like honey does, though?
I'm not sure. I didn't really delve into that.
Yeah, I didn't.
But this is a fuck
so though. I think it stays.
This is on them. So there was no way of knowing who did it or even be alerted of the theft because they had no security cameras. Such a Canadian thing to do, guys. It's like, no, we trust everyone, okay?
Well, we're just honest around here. We're just a bunch of honest folks, eh?
That's what I was saying. Like, that's why it was so easy for these people to get away with it, because they're only coming to the warehouse once a year. So if they just know the date that they're coming, or like even the week or the month,
it's like they can get
for that time.
They can get so much.
Hey, I don't think you should go up on those barrels.
The only reason they got caught was because they got lazy.
Yeah, they got lazy because they weren't filling the barrels full enough, and the fucking that shit is so fucking hilarious.
Filling them, like period.
Oh, they stopped. Oh yeah, that's right. There were some that were empty and half full. They had half full ones and empty. They got too comfortable with their fucking con. It's like, dude, we'll have all of it pushed by time then. Like it's all good. And they probably got so much fucking done before they
could. Joseph, you're roboting.
Yes, you go and fill up a couple fucking big ass barrels of water, and then you go out there with one empty barrel. You empty the maple syrup, empty barrel, empty maple syrup, empty barrel. That's I guarantee that's how they did it. And then they're just like, you know what? We could just go out there with empty barrels.
Yeah, it's like, dude, nobody's fucking paying attention to this. Let's just get lazy with it.
Nobody's gonna check me. Let's just go out there.
It'd been funny if they just started putting different colored barrels just throughout the place, just hidden though. It's like, ooh, are they gonna find this pink one I have hidden back here?
The guy falls down, and they're like, "Sorry."
I mean, they might as well like at that point just started leaving signs inside the barrels that said, "Hey, we stole your shit,"
or just an IOU.
Yeah, an IOU.
We're sorry.
The classic IOUs. We're sorry.
We're sorry.
Sorry. Just rubbing their nipples with maple syrup. We're sorry.
We're sorry.
Your buddy. And then your guy.
South Park.
Those are quick bullet. I don't know, Casey, if you had any more details into that stuff. I was just powering.
Well, I want to know how they got caught because I don't know how they got caught.
I don't know the full details.
They apologized
of how. So I just know the police knew they figured it was an inside job. And
to
raid New Brunswick.
Their good nature.
Well, here's the thing too. This is how they were making their money. After they stole these barrels, they would go and sell them to other maple syrup companies around the area, and just not tell them where it came from.
Yeah, they had to go out of the main area, whatever, because they knew where like their distributors came from. They were trying to be smart about it, but
could you imagine if they sold them back to the same maple syrup company they were stealing from?
They sold to both like fucking actual
hold on one sec, Joe.
Casey, you have details of how they end up coming to so I know the Quebec police arrested 16 different people during their investigation, and I don't know how many they actually got for it, other than Richard Valeris or whatever. Do you know anything about like the actual like process of that?
Well, they already assumed. Well, they already had their suspicions. The guy who owned the warehouse obviously was their first guy who they thought was in on it, and then who you said Richard Valeris or whatever, however you say his name. He was already a known barrel roller, which is someone who sells the fucking syrup on the black market, against not with the Federation. They take it out of their country, out of their states, and then go to other ones that are free markets.
Yeah, they call a barrel roller as someone who had ways around the tightly regulated controls and supply management system developed by the QMSP. And I find that hilarious. They had a fucking name for it. Fucking barrel roller.
Dude, that's the crazy thing. These people were selling this black market maple syrup for probably pennies on the dollar. They, just so people wouldn't ask questions.
I think they got caught because they apologized.
No, they got caught because Richard Valeris confessed to doing it.
Oh, he apologized.
I'm sorry.
He said, he was just like, well,
find mother milk over flaggy.
Also, I feel like that's kind of like maybe not. Maybe he didn't do it. Maybe he got paid to say he did it, and then he just take the fucking fall for it. And then when he gets out of prison in a few years, he's gonna be loaded up.
He presumably learned about the strategic reserve from Avik Karen, whose spouse was co-owner of the warehouse where the syrup stockpile was held. Karen testified that he met Richard Valeris shortly after the warehouse began to be filled with barrels of syrup. So he claimed to get the blue, like he got all of his fucking shit from this Avik Karen guy who got it from his spouse. So it was like they're saying it's an inside job, but yeah, who knows how that actually went down? The dude he claimed that he claimed that they fucking took his house or something, right? Like it was like a crime of fucking whatever, like it was personal. What was it, Casey? I don't know the details into the actual.
It was a crime of passion.
Well, I didn't know they took his house.
That's what apparently he claimed that the syrup whatever fucking took his home away or some shit like that. I don't remember the details. I didn't write it down. I didn't
see that.
I think he had a vendetta because I think he did say something about I don't see a crime in stealing from thieves. Yeah.
Goddamn, I don't have anything written for that. I do have the authorities only recovered 450 tons or 496.4 pounds of the stolen syrup. Some of the recovered maple syrup was destroyed because it was not safe for human consumption. So he was jizzing in it, obviously. He was like, fuck these motherfuckers.
And a lot of it already sold. A lot of it went on shelves.
So there's 5 people who got arrested for this. There's Richard.
Counting him, yeah.
Yeah, Richard Valeris, the accused ringleader, sentenced in April 2017 to 8 years in prison, plus a $9.4 million fine, with an extension of 14 years if the fine is not paid.
And 30 stories.
That went back and forth, but ended up that he has to pay the fine. Raymond Valeris, father of Richard, convicted of possession and was sentenced to 2 years in jail minus 1 day, followed by 3 years of probation. Etienne
family heist.
Etienne St. Pierre, a New Brunswick-based syrup reseller, was sentenced to 2 years in jail minus 1 day, 3 years of probation, and $850,000 plus fine.
Also, he can't be caught under the influence of syrup.
Avik Karan, that's who you were just talking about, right? Avik or Avik?
Yeah, the one who owned the warehouse.
Yeah. Owned it, and 5 years in prison plus a $1.2 million fine. And then Sebastien, it's not Sebastian. There's a Sebastien Jutras. It probably is Canada. A trucker involved in the transport of stolen syrup served 8 months. That's not bad, actually. 8 months, no fine. Fucking A.
I would argue if I was the truck driver, I would just say, hey, I was just, called to come pick this up. They were paying me.
Yeah, I was doing my job.
They looked legit on my side, so I didn't know I was transporting stolen goods.
Yep.
You got the cakes. I got that sticky icky. You want some?
Yeah. Oh God.
Mother Maple, look at all these barrels.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was. I'm trying to find it where I had it wrote.
You fucking
had it written down. But no, so this is how bad the Federation is, I guess. Well, I guess a lot of the syrup producers up there are against it. They don't want it in place, but no matter what their votes go, somehow, the Federation always wins. And I guess even like
Star Wars,
yeah,
Federation,
yeah, and I guess no matter what, like if people are like importing syrup to Canada, I guess the people on the ships they'll stay off coast if the syrup prices are too low, and they'll wait until the Federation raises it before they come and dock their goods in and shit.
Is this the Trade Federation?
No, it's the FPAC.
Okay.
What's it called?
The Trade Federation is infamous
the
for
Federation
blockading
of
places
Quebec
like
maple syrup
Tatooine
producers.
And not Tatooine, but Naboo.
During a police interview in 2014, Valeris said he admitted to participating in the black market for a decade prior to the theft, and was previously pursued by the QMSP for his activity there. Valera's co-conspirators claim that their actions were not theft at the QMSP supply management practices. Oh my God. Valera's co-conspirators claim that their actions were not theft as the QMSP supply management practices were unfair to producers. So they're like, dude, it's not theft. They're fucking unfair with what they were charging. So
Yeah,
they're
that's
Robin Hood maple syrup.
That's like a
steal from the rich and give to the
like
needy.
fucking
dude, that's like
extortion.
someone robbing the Federal Reserve and be like, well, the IRS steals from people. It's like, you're not wrong, but still, you broke the law.
Yeah.
I side with these barrel rollers.
These barrel rollers are just, you are a Nazi. You are a maple syrup and Nazi. A Nazi. Maple syrup and Nazis. Everybody's all chucking, like putting their fingers in fucking syrup bottles and splashing it at the people. They're like, knock it off. Nazis and maple syrup Nazis. Knock it off. God damn it, Canadians. Nazis.
I'm not sticky.
Come on, guys. That's uncalled for. Fucking rich dude with one of those tinsel mustaches come up. I own everything. You can't get a pancake without me, you fucking cockroaches.
I'm gonna start calling you Rami Malek.
Who? Me?
You. Yeah.
Why?
Just a robot.
Just a robot?
Damn.
Just a robot. Oh, am I roboting again?
For a second.
Off and on. But
like that Will Smith movie. What was it called? The Robots, Chelsea? What was it called?
iRobot.
That was his line. That was his line.
Damn. Am I roboting right now?
No.
So
Turing test. Are you an AI?
NPC.
So any more on this heist? Because like this is pretty straightforward, but it is funny.
I'm trying to find the fucking thing I was talking about his house being taken, but I can't see it. But I swear to God, I read it and I just didn't write it down. And that's why I had the 1,000 tabs open, because there were points I didn't take notes on because I didn't have the time.
Of all the heists to be famous in Canada, it really would be maple syrup.
Nothing's ever violent in Canada.
Okay, that is the biggest heist. The second biggest heist was the Canadian bacon heist, and that they were just stealing it.
Tell me you're joking.
I am joking. There's not an actual one, but I swear to God,
when Casey brought up the maple syrup heist, I was like, "What?" He goes, "The big maple syrup heist in Canada." I was like, "You're fucking joking, right?" Like, is this a conspiracy or is this something that like happened? He's like, "Oh no, it happened." I was like, "What?"
It's whatever for a reason.
They also say that the Federation might have actually did the heist, like planned the heist themselves, just so they can control and raise and lower the price of maple syrup just during the time, because there's a big old shortage now. Now they can raise the prices up.
But actually, isn't Vermont the largest lately? Vermont, I think, is producing. Is it Vermont that produces more syrup than them now?
I think so. But no, I don't think they produce more, but I think it's like 20%. What were you saying, Mike, though?
I said that seems about right. That seems like something the government would do.
Oh, yeah. Fucking cunts.
This doesn't work.
But if you guys didn't know, the Canadian dollar is called a loonie, too.
I knew that.
Because they're crazy.
No, because I watch a lot of culinary stuff.
They bring up money.
Loony.
And some stuff it's like this has this many. It's like 2 for a loonie. It's like, what the fuck's a loonie? And I looked it up. It's like, oh, $1.
The loonies. But yeah, it was the most valuable heist in Canadian history, and Canadian law states the reason why this guy got fined so much is because Canadian law states that stolen property cannot be returned to its owner. The fine must be equal to the value of the stolen goods.
See, that's smart. That's smart.
And then Quebec's minister told them to scrap the quotas and relax its regulations and to the Federation, but I guess they just didn't give a fuck, and they still just do what they want to do.
So is this organization autonomous from the government?
I have no idea. I think
He's
they're
IRS kind
they
of
probably
thing.
have friends in high places that keep them, so they can keep them
Or like the
going, or
Federal
they're
Reserve kind
paying
of
off.
shit.
Huh.
Yeah, or maybe paying off like elected officials.
Dude,
like, oh yeah,
who would have
you're voting
thought
for
that the fucking maple syrup industry would be so corrupt?
Yeah, no, right?
No.
It's like,
Ain't
oh my
nothing
god,
sweet about
Canada,
it.
you're just like us. You're just like us.
I wonder if they have the same problems that, well, because I'm sure Vermont's a free market. I doubt they control because people would freak out about it in the United
Dude,
States.
free markets
but
don't exist anymore. I don't even think they exist in Canada.
there
A
is
true free
one
market?
guy.
Yeah.
There is one guy that's I forgot where he was from, somewhere that they have a free syrup market, and he'll buy the stolen syrup from the barrel rollers out of Quebec and sell them in his place. And then I guess the Federation has been trying to sue this guy and get him arrested for selling and transporting stolen goods, because the Federation says any syrup in their area belongs to them.
Damn, they do sound like fucking mobsters. Can't sell on our turf, motherfucker.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read this from MontrealGazette.com. So during his hearing, he realized he caused many maple syrup producers to drop the price of their products when he flooded the market with the syrup he stole. And he said, I thought I was superior or more intelligent than others. I told myself I'd never get caught. Valeras told the board. It came with consequences. I ended up in a maximum security penitentiary. And then he added,
You never get out. So
he added later when he was serving his time okay, on. Okay, so Valeras admitted he stole the syrup to make a lot of money, and because he developed a taste for luxury items. Dude, I wanted that PS5 or PS4 at the time, I guess. So like I had to make that money, honey, but I used maple syrup instead of honey. But he also revealed that he was motivated by his long history with the Syrup Producers Federation. So he said, I had run-ins with the Federation, and one day I'm being offered maple syrup, and I knew it was stolen, he said. I really wanted revenge. I wanted revenge because I had been pursued by the Federation. And then, I wanted revenge because they pursued me and had my house seized. So he said they stole,
Yeah.
so,
Nice.
yeah, he had his
Good job.
house.
Fuck them. Fuck the government.
Yeah. So he was referring to a case that ended in 2007 with him being fined more than $1.8 million by the Régie des Marchés Agricoles et Alimentaires du Quebec. I probably said, I butchered that probably, but for selling maple syrup to unauthorized buyers. The Fédération des Producteurs, oh my God, I'm going to say it again. Producteurs Agricoles des I don't know.
Harry Potter spell.
Oversees the marketing of maple syrup.
We're all going to turn to syrup bottles
and acts as regulated sales agencies.
Filled to the brim.
So what? They seized his house for
Swish and flick.
Why did they seized his house? Because why? After I read that, I don't know.
Probably because he bought it with fucking stolen money from his syrup.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
But that was in 2000. That was in 2000. That was in 2000. That was in.
You're gonna foreclose your house.
That was in 2007. That was 4 years before the heist. They took his house.
I know, but he was already a known barrel roller before the heist.
Oh, yeah. So he's saying it's like they caught me being a barrel roller. They somehow seized my house. There's a conspiracy. And it's like, motherfucker, you were stealing before they got you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what his house.
Well, yeah, because they're saying
that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
But what is
money
it?
Back.
What is it saying that they were offering money for the fucking maple syrup? I don't understand. I had run-ins with the Federation, and one day I'm being offered maple syrup, and I knew it was stolen. I really wanted revenge. I wanted revenge because I had been pursued by the Federation. I don't.
Sounds like an intro to like a gangster movie. Like a
that would have been fucked up if he was just like, a buyer, and then the Federation was just trying to set him up, and then they did, and then that's what pissed him off. And after he got fined and shit, and he's like, "Fuck this, I'm taking him down," and then that's why he ended up doing what he did.
If this would have happened in America, there would have been at least like 3 or 4 like people killed in the process of this whole situation.
Someone drowned to death in syrup.
I know.
Well, it's like no, it's like I think Joe's about to snitch. We got to take him out.
Take him out. We got to take him out, eh? But Joe's such a nice guy. I know he's a nice guy, eh? But we got to take him out. I think he's gonna apologize.
But some of the thieves, they viewed the operation as a success, even though it got taken down, because the main goal was to get back at the Federation for their perceived mistreatment of maple syrup producers.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of people a lot of people got away with it. Like, there's a lot of people in the operation that.
Well, yeah, because I doubt it was just this one guy reselling it. There's people everywhere selling the shit.
Yeah, and there was like tons. I think even in
a lot of people made profit off of this and just saw these 5 people get taken down. We're like, oh fuck, they come after me, and then they don't. They go fucking score.
Yeah, and they can't get back the They couldn't get back the syrup that was already on shelves of stores.
Sure you can.
You know, it's like they bust your house before you. Don't you put a fucking drop on your fucking pancake. Arrest them. We gotta call 342.
He is drinking the syrup straight from the bottle.
Mm-hmm. It was about the top of stack of 4.
Official syrup test bureau. Give me that syrup.
Give me that syrup, kid.
You know
that's crazy. Sticky. It seems like a silly thing, but it's money.
Yeah,
they made money. It was a money thing. I mean, there's
if you're doing
if you're
doing illegal shit and not making money, you're kind of just doing illegal shit wrong.
Yeah, you're kind of just poor.
Yeah.
Was there any like conspiracies about it?
Well, other than it was possibly done by the government, but we already talked about that.
Oh yeah,
we talked about. Okay, so you were gone when I said this, so I'll just tell you so I can see what your thoughts were on it. So, do you know how he got his house seized or whatever? And you said he already had a run in with the Federation, is why he did this. What if they just set him up like he was a buyer and he was just gonna go buy some syrup, and they sold him some illegal syrup just to hem someone up, and then after he got out, then he's like, "Fuck this, I'm taking him down," and then that's when he started that big ass operation.
Yeah, because he was like, "Fuck it, if you want to accuse me of being a fucking thief, I'll do it,
dude,
and I'll do it in a smarter way," because it already said that he thought he was smarter than them.
Yeah, dude,
like he was like, "Fuck it, if I was gonna steal syrup, this is how I'm gonna fucking do it," and then he fucking does it.
It's essentially like the guy who created Netflix, where he got pissed that he got charged a late fee at Blockbuster and decided to create Netflix. He got pissed that they accused him. He was like, "I'm about to put you all out of business."
Yeah, and then he was a frat bro already, so he realized that, oh hell yeah, dude, you can hella fuck while watching Netflix. All you gotta do is chill.
Yeah, we just can't share passwords no more.
They're walking that shit back, dude. They're walking.
Oh, really? They're afraid of the next person creating a better Netflix where you can share passwords.
But they're saying that, but I'm still using Russell's. So like it's not like I'm still using it and I never get any fucking whatever from it. But also it's dumb because I was like, maybe I should get my own Netflix. And then I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, dude, they ask way more money than fucking any other fucking streaming service does.
Like and
their streaming service is ass compared to all.
It is.
I literally only use it for my kid to watch stuff because his favorite shows are on there. But it's like, what do they have? I watch You that's on there. You is a great show. But I can stream that.
Do you guys want to? Quick outro or something.
All right. So, what did we already do? What do we think about the maple syrup heist?
We've just been kind of saying that the whole time. Like this isn't a conspiracy. We've just been. I think it's wild. I think it's
wild as fuck. I don't think that the Canadian government had anything to do with it because because they seem too friendly.
They might have. I can never discount
Well,
any government.
they're still giving the
people.
power to the federation that's controlling the syrup, so
No.
the government is involved.
How hilarious is it that the whole
what level though?
Yeah, but how hilarious is it? I was just gonna say, how hilarious is it that a whole country is controlled by a fucking syrup monopoly? That is the hilarious fucking part. And then second is Canadian bacon, or are they owned by the same fucking company? All right, but yeah, dude,
Just go back.
They don't deal with big pharma. They deal with big maple. Like it's you don't gotta deal with whatever. It's like you want syrup
Big
on
syrup.
their pancakes. Like can't make your own. Can't do fucking whatever. Don't try to put jelly on
syrup, dummy thick.
They put grape jelly on their pancakes. They're going to jail. Be satisfied from an alternative. Okay, yeah. So what we have learned today on the Conspiracy Outpost is maple is a staple in Canadian culture. Thank you for tuning in at the Conspiracy Outpost.
Indeed.